Picture this. A soldier, way out on some remote hillside. They pull this compact tool out of their backpack, lets them see over the next ridge, take out a threat from far away, precisely, with minimal risk. Sounds like sci-fi, maybe, but it's not. It's real, and it's enabled by a company called AeroVironment. Their Switchblade drone, especially. You've probably heard of it. It's really fundamentally changed modern warfare. So today we're doing a deep dive into AeroVironment. Ticker's AVAV, if you're tracking it. They're based in Arlington, Virginia. Now, it's not a household name, not like Boeing or Lockheed, but they are a pioneering leader in these intelligent multi-domain robotic systems. Think air, ground, maybe even sea eventually. And they're the U.S. military's #1 supplier of small drones, the ones people often call kamikaze drones.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is how AeroVironment represents this huge shift. A real paradigm shift. We're moving away from these massive, super expensive things like fighter jets, right? Towards systems that are agile, affordable, sometimes even expendable. You deploy them in huge numbers. Understanding AeroVironment is kind of key to understanding this whole evolution in warfare. So our mission here is to give you that shortcut, make you well-informed.
Okay, let's unpack that. AeroVironment's story, it didn't start in some high-security government lab, did it?
No, not at all. It really began with the founder, Dr. Paul B. MacCready Jr., and his whole philosophy, do more with less.
Do more with less.
Exactly. And that led to some, well, pretty surprising early projects. You wouldn't necessarily connect them to military drones today, like the Gossamer Condor, first human-powered aircraft to fly a figure-8 course. Amazing stuff. They even did components for GM's EV1, remember that? The first modern consumer electric car.
Yeah.
So this obsession, really, with lightweight, super energy-efficient design, that became their DNA, their unique thing.
Huh. And that do more with less idea, I guess that turned out to be perfect when the military came knocking, needing a small drone.
Precisely. They needed something portable, something a soldier could carry. And the result was the Pointer UAS. That was the first ever man-portable, uncrewed aircraft.
Yeah.
A real breakthrough. And that paved the way for drones that are now iconic, like the Raven, the Puma. They've delivered something like, what, over 35,000 of those? To more than 55 countries.
Wow. Okay, 35,000 is a lot. But you mentioned the Switchblade earlier. That feels like the one that really shook things up, the kamikaze drone. What makes it such a game changer?
Right, the Switchblade loitering munition. It's just different. It's backpackable, like we said. It can hang out, loiter, send back video feed, and then when the operator gives the command, bam, it dives, makes a precision strike. So think about it. It merges a surveillance drone and a precision-guided missile, all in one relatively low-cost package. Its use has just exploded, proven itself incredibly effective in recent conflicts. Oh, and a fun fact, they even had a hand in NASA's Ingenuity Mars helicopter, that same lightweight expertise.
Mars. Okay, so from these individual, very successful products, how's their business model changing? Are they thinking bigger picture now?
Exactly. They're moving beyond just selling, units off a shelf. They're building an integrated ecosystem.
An ecosystem like Apple does with its devices and software.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's a good analogy. They're developing common software. It's called AVAV.O, and common ground control stations, like their Tomahawk GCS. This lets different types of drones, air and ground, actually team up, work together on complex missions. And once a military invests in that whole integrated system, the switching costs get really high. It makes the business much, much stickier.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that position, the brand, the tech, those switching costs, that puts them in a strong spot in this UAV market, which is just ballooning, right? What are the projections?
Huge. Projected to surge past $125 billion by the early 2030s. A lot of that is fueled by, well, global tensions, unfortunately. So yeah, their brand, the switching costs, their know-how with regulations, it all creates a strong moat around their business.
But is that moat being tested? You hear about the democratization of drone technology. Everyone seems to be getting drones now. Does that create a kind of dilemma for them?
That's a really sharp question. Yeah, what do you do when your own success helps spread the very technology that could become a threat? AeroVironment's answer is frankly fascinating. They made this huge transformative acquisition, BlueHalo, and now they're positioning themselves to sell counter-UAS technology, CUAS.
Wait, so they're selling the solution to the problem their own drones helped create?
Effectively, yes.
Right.
It's a really critical strategic hedge, selling the shield along with the sword, so to speak.
That's quite a move. Okay, so how does all this strategy, the ecosystem, the BlueHalo acquisition, how's it showing up in their financials? What should we look for?
Well, the financials tell a story of aggressive investment. You see really strong revenue growth, especially from that Switchblade family. And crucially, a record-high funded backlog. The backlog isn't just potential business. It's basically money already committed, future revenue locked in. It shows serious demand. It tells you they're deep in an investment phase. They're choosing market capture right now over maximizing short-term profit, pouring money into R&D, into integrating BlueHalo, aiming to become like a new kind of defense technology prime for this modern era of warfare.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, what really stands out to me is this company at a massive turning point. From those quirky, unconventional roots with human-powered planes, now they're absolutely central to modern defense, transforming into this diversified, multi-domain tech leader.
Absolutely. If you were looking at it as an investment, you'd profile it as high growth, probably high volatility too. It's a pure play bet on autonomous systems and AI finding their way deeper into defense. But its future success really hinges on making that complex BlueHalo integration work smoothly and critically, keeping up that incredibly fast pace of innovation. It can't slow down. So what's the takeaway for you? Maybe think about this. How could that original do more with less philosophy, Dr. MacCready's idea? How might that continue to reshape not just defense, but maybe other industries too? Any field grappling with efficiency, with resource limits, facing these incredibly complex new challenges. Something to chew on.